Now, you just mentioned Joe Massino. When you were made, he was not there. I think he was incarcerated at the time. But even after he was released, you never met Joe Massino. Is that right?
No, I never met Joe. I never met Joe. We seen each other, but we never formally met.
How about his brother-in-law, Sal Vitale?
No, I never met Sal either. I actually had the contract to kill Sal from Joe.
Wow.
Vinny told me, Dom, you're going to be doing a piece of work in 2 weeks. Get ready. Joe thinks Sal's going to flip. And a week after that, Vinny came to me. He said, Dom, that's off the table. Joe feels he can't do that to his wife. His wife will know it came from him, and she won't be able to live with him.
Mm.
So he said he'll live whatever consequences comes out of it.
Yeah. Now, Joe Massino, he's been called the last Don, and he took a lot of precautions to insulate himself. Is that why you never met him?
He just wasn't meeting anybody. I took insult to that, and I told Vinny, because I looked at the guys he had around him. Granted, they were all made guys, but from Anthony Almond to Alfred to Louis Restivo, they were all older. Like, to me, they were soft. They were, you know what? In the Mafia, it's easy to kill somebody. It's not hard when you're walking your best friend and you put one in the back. Like, you're pulling the trigger. Show me when you're by yourself, when you're out in the street, when you get into an altercation. These guys didn't have that quality. I could tell. To me, they're soft. And Joe isolated them with guys like that. And it clearly shows. His whole administration flipped on him. Sal Vitale, Richie Cantarelli, Frankie Coppa, Frankie Lino, Big Lou. These are guys he was close with. His whole administration folded on him because they were all, in my book, they were all soft. And, he killed all the tough guys, all the guys that were liked, from Caesar to George from Canada to the three capos. I mean, he killed all the tough guys, all the men in the family, because, Joe was smart. He was a master puppet master. Definitely. He played the Mafia. He played the government. He orchestrated the whole hit on Greg Andres. It wasn't Vinny's hit. That was Joe Massino sent in like a coded message to Vinny. So Vinny's right away, Dom, we're going to have to kill this prosecutor. Joe sent him word out. Okay. Come to find out, Joe set it up. Joe knew. Joe played the whole theme because Joe knew if he's found guilty, he has nothing to give the government. Sal gave up everything. So what could I create now? So he created that with the prosecutor. So his first words were, well, there's a hit on the prosecutor's life. You don't want me to cooperate? I'm not going to tell. So, of course, they're going to listen.
Yeah.
Knowing Vinny's history, they listened. But it wasn't Vinny. That was Joe. Joe set him up. Joe was a master.
So Joe Massino must have been thinking about this, beforehand, about his exit plan, as far as flipping and
that
how
was
to
his get out of jail free card. He knew if he beats the case, he comes out smelling like a rose. If he doesn't beat the case, he has a life sentence or a death penalty. He'll never come home. So this was his escape plan.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So that's why I said he was a master. You know what? As you well know, Donnie Brasco infiltrated the Bonanos. Got the Bonanos kicked off of the commission. Joe Massino took us out of the basement and brought us up to prominence, where in 2000, the Genovese crime family said, no, the Bonanos are the elite. They never had a rat. Our first made member who ratted was in 2002. So Joe brought us up to that pinnacle, and then Joe put us back down below the Donnie Brasco by wearing a boss wearing a wire.
Yeah. Now, like you said a minute ago, you become an acting captain right after you're made, but officially you're made an official captain of Vinny's crew. Was this because he was elevated to a higher position?
Yes. Vinny got elevated to acting boss. So what Vinny did, he sent word to Joe, is it okay I bump Dominick up to a captain to take over my crew? Joe said yes. And Vinny told all the other captains, he says, I didn't bump Dominick up, Joe Massino did, because he didn't want to show the favoritism. And that's when Vinny made Michael Nose his acting underboss. Vinny felt, you know what? And Vinny told everybody, if Joe Massino makes the changes, so be it. He's our boss. We follow his lead. But Joe didn't make any changes and left Michael as the acting underboss. And Vinny wanted him there, not because he was qualified, but because Vinny felt Michael knows me, how I act, how I conduct myself. And I'd rather have somebody who knows the way I am to protect me more so than bringing somebody else in that I don't know. And it keeps the power in the Bronx.
Right. Now, I want to ask you about a Bonanno family associate that you're involved in taking out, Randy Pizzolo. What led to the decision to take him out?
Randy kept on messing up. Randy was doing work for us. He started out excellent construction work. Then all of a sudden, Randy was working for Robert Van Zandt, who was Vinny's money guy and Vinny's partner. And Robert told Vinny, this guy's robbing me. I'm double paying. Look at the bills, the invoices. So Vinny started getting upset with Randy. Randy started doing some bonehead moves where Vinny was going to kill him. I talked Vinny out of it. And Vinny told me, tell this guy to stay away from me. If he sees me, don't even come near me. Stay very close to you. And that's what I told Randy. Don't go by Vinny anymore. Stay close to me. With that, Randy went and took an insurance policy out sometime thereafter. He knew. And then what broke the straw to the camel's back, Paul Spina, who was around Joe Camerano Jr., calls Randy one night. He met him at Napa Sonoma, I think it's in Queens, a restaurant. And he made it seem like there was an emergency. So Randy rushed there with a gun. So Randy busts in the place. He's like, what's going on, Paul? So Paul said, nothing. I just want to have a drink with you. So Randy told him, he says, why'd you tell me there was an urgency? You made me bring a gun. God forbid I got pulled over. I rushed over here. So he gave Paul, he said, give me the gun, took the gun, wrapped it, put it in the thing. Now, when it got back to Vinny, Joe Camerano said, hey, you know, Randy, you can't control him because Randy was around me. So he says, Vinny's like, what are you talking about? Well, he went to go meet Paul Spina, who's my acting captain. He's a friend with a gun. So they tried pushing Vinny's button. So right away, Vinny's like, Dom, kill him. Kill him. And then there was another guy, Joe Benelli. I want you to kill them both. I'll show Joe Camerano how quick we move. And lo and behold, shortly thereafter, Vinny gets locked up. And then Michael Nose reiterated to me, make sure you do that thing with that kid. I said, I know what I got to do. And that was it. So he didn't know about Joe Benelli, so I let that go. And then I had to take Randy out. And so I did.
Gotcha.